Okay, it's Monday, December 12th. This is a pre-opening SPY report. The big news this week is going to be tomorrow morning when the CPI data is announced. So that's really going to determine what happens with this market going forward. If you just looked at the chart without knowing that data, you'd see a shooter bar from Friday. You'd see the pre-market range kind of holding below the midpoint of the prior day at the moment. And you're anticipating going a little lower towards this yellow line, as we've discussed. On the weekly chart, you have a big red bar from last week. So you do expect a little follow through to at least take out the lows of that week. Then you want to see, once you hit this target here, do we just broaden out lower and immediately reverse higher, or does that area kind of it doesn't provide a bounce and we go much lower? And I think by tomorrow with the CPI data, we'll get an indication as to really what's going on, and anything can happen either up or down. That's the thing. So as I've been discussing, what we're looking for is kind of to get long is a weekly reversal given this 2 down bar, and that's going to happen either one of two ways. Either we come down a little bit, take out those stops, and then somewhere we rally and take out the halfway point of that bar. So if we get kind of a failure 2 down weekly bar heading up, that could be a very powerful sign. So the thing that I'm getting at is that CPI data tomorrow, you're going to get some pretty volatile pre-market action, and let's say that aligns with some of the thinking of let's say a weekly reversal. Let's say today we go down a little bit and test those lows, and then pre-market tomorrow with a CPI data sounds we get a big rally. Well, that's going to confirm the weekly reversal, so that'll give you extra confidence to really get long. And it might go, CPI data might come in where the market really tanks, and in that case, that'll fall in line with what we're looking for here, more on the monthly chart, which is down at the moment, and possibly getting ready to have a 2-up failure, where if we take out that yellow line and hold down there, we could be heading all the way down to those monthly lows. So I'd rather kind of think of the big picture today. The market a little bit pre-market here with an hour and a half to go before trading is kind of starting up a little bit, but that could present, if we don't really rally, that could present a good short opportunity if the 15-minute open goes lower to kind of test these pre-market lows and kind of just probe lower a little bit, that we're expecting on the the red daily bar and the red weekly bar. So you're still looking for that probe lower, but it's, anything's possible. I mean, we could start up green today, but given that the market's waiting for the CPI data, I wouldn't expect any sustainable rally at the moment, even if we open green. So the bias has always been to the downside. We're kind of watching this on the 15-minute chart. When we zoom it out, it's coming up here. It's been kind of a rising wedge, and I've always mentioned how I'm kind of anticipating it rolling over and going to the downside. And you can see here we've almost had like a bit of a range here near the top, and if we can break down below that, we could start getting a big move lower. So let's just see today what happens. Again, it might be more of a wait and see day given the CPI data tomorrow morning. Top of the range is up here. So trade nimbly, I guess, take some, look for individual charts that have obvious either green or red openings, above or below the pre-market range, and I guess you have to just think more wait and see. That's why sometimes when you look at these charts and you look back on them and you try to do an analysis, you got to really know what news is also in play on any given day, and that really affects what's about to happen in the bigger picture. But for now, let's just kind of keep our bias a little bit to the downside until this weekly chart really reverses in some way. Not going to expect a big update today. We should probe a little lower first, and maybe the market is setting up for that in some way, just probing lower, and then maybe the CPI data is going to start another rally here in this uptrend that could let this month maybe hold this midpoint of the prior month and end December kind of strong to the upside. Who knows? So tomorrow's more the big day, and for today, let's just see how things open. And right now, the pre-market range is just kind of hovering kind of on the lower end of Friday's range.